Hello, this is Abhishek Saini and I am back to take you through what transpired in the fourth game of the NBA Finals. The Nuggets have taken a 3-1 lead and they stand just one win away from getting their hands on their maiden NBA title, and they'll have the chance to do that at their home court in Denver. Now, over the course of this series, I've been playing on like a broken record on how good Nikola Jokic has been, how many points he scored, how many assists he's made. But game 4 was all about the non-Jokic minutes. In the early minutes of the fourth quarter, Jokic ran into foul trouble. He had 5 personal fouls, and 6 personal fouls in NBA means that a player is ejected out of the game. A few questionable calls, the Nuggets faithful would argue. There was one particular offensive foul on Bam Adebayo where the Heat player was clearly flopping, but the referee seemed to differ on that. Michael Malone didn't really have any other option but to take him off the court, and he had to sit out for a good stretch of 5 minutes and 15 seconds at the final quarter. And Miami Heat is a team that sort of attacks and throws the kitchen sink at you in the final quarter. And even in the fourth game, they were starting to claw their way back until Bruce Brown stepped up with his 21-point performance and absolutely swept away any hope that was there for the Miami Heat fans. 11 of those 21 points came in the final quarter, and it was how he scored those points. He was not afraid to drive to the rim. He took the layup shots. He scored 3-pointers. He drew and ones. He shot from a crowd of bodies, and he was just phenomenal. And given how he was treated when he was joining the Nuggets, not a lot of teams really showed interest in picking him up. He was a free agent, of course, and even the Nuggets gave him a mid-level contract worth $13.5 million for 2 years, which is up for a renewal next season, and I surely think you can expect a pretty significant hike for him after the run he's had in this playoffs. Another key contributor in the final minutes was Jamal Murray. He had a slightly off night in shooting. He scored just 15 points at 23.6% efficiency, but it's what he did with his ball handling that won hearts, because he made 12 assists and conceded 0 turnovers throughout the game. And over the past couple of years, we've seen him take that hybrid point guard role where he makes play as well as shoots a lot, because he has to share that floor with Nikola Jokic, and he has to work his way around with whatever he can. But today, he really shouldered responsibility, and that was crucial for Miami, for Denver Nuggets to pull out a win. And while Murray and Bruce Brown contributed points in the final minutes, it was Aaron Gordon who hit 27 points in the game, and yet again he proved to be a key contributor in the scoring charts for the Nuggets. In the game 1 also he scored 21 points, and it was a similar kind of performance today. He made those backdoor cuts behind Miami's defense to get free under the rim and take those easy put-in shots. Moving to the other end of the floor, Miami Heat had to bear the consequences of another poor shooting display by Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. Max Strus failed to score a single point throughout the quarter, and Gabe Vincent made just 1 out of 6 shots that he took to manage a total of 2 points in the game. Now, if your 2 starters are scoring just 2 points, I think you don't really expect any other result than what the Miami Heat did. Another particular point of interest in the fourth game was how Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler drove all the way to the rim. Over this series, we've seen them cut short midway and pull up for a shot. And while they've been successful at that, they unlocked something entirely new today, which was putting Nikola Jokic into foul trouble. And a couple of season back in the NBA, this used to be a go-to strategy for teams when they face Denver Nuggets. Because while Nikola Jokic is good at getting steals and jabbing ball away from his opponents, he has his problems, defending the rim, and he was put into foul trouble, in those games in the earlier seasons, and he was again vulnerable today. But looking at this series in retrospect, I don't think the Miami Heat did that enough to sort of attack Jokic in defense. Even the minutes that Nikola Jokic was not on the floor today, the Miami Heat could not really capitalize on that, because as good as they are in their fast break points, they didn't really strike those points, and with as big a body as Nikola Jokic off the floor, that is, I think, the golden period for you to strike. In the 5 minutes and 15 seconds which Jokic was not on the floor, the Nuggets conceded 6 turnovers, and ordinarily you expect Miami Heat to make at least 9 or 10 points out of these 6 turnovers. Sadly, their total on the day was just 2. Even for the entire game, they made just 8 points out of turnovers, as against their playoff average of 18.6 points. And these are the key areas, I think, where the game turned around, and went out of reach for Eric Spoelstra's side. Now, only one team has ever managed to turn a 3-1 deficit in an NBA Finals series, which was LeBron James' iconic Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. Can the Heat do it too? I do not think so, because Denver will be playing at their home court. The kind of overall performances they've had in this season, they're too strong a side, and I think while Miami Heat, to their credit, they've had a phenomenal run to the finals. They've beaten the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think they finally run out of their tricks, and Game 5 should be the series-ending game which hands the title to Denver Nuggets.